Alright, I have returned, finally. Hmm. Looking at trees. We did get OpenGameArt back, so that's good. How about some, like, low poly trees like this feel appropriate for this? And this is CC0, so I'll add this to my collection and favorite it. And yeah, we'll probably go for maybe about 30 more minutes. Got some lunch in the works. All right, so we will download all the things. Okay, so what do we got in here? Lots of things. Let's create a new folder called OpenGameArt. And we'll move all of the things that we've downloaded. And one moment. There we go. All right. All the things. Well, that's not from OpenGameArt. Neither is that. This is not either. I think these FBX files are from, I forget where. The one place that has the animations. Okay, so at least that stuff will move into there. And so we will extract here. Honestly, I like the option that I just noticed at the end there. Let's do it for this one. Extract here and delete archive. There we go. Perfect. And so those are the two things, right? So we have a canal bridge. Got blend. We'll copy that and we will go over to Godot. And we will open in File Manager. Paste canal bridge. See what this looks like in our level. So canal bridge. I did not realize you could just like drag it and drop it into the world like that. Can we open? But anyway, what's going on in here? Oh, I see. So there's like a ground. Interesting. Can we? Let's see. How do we do this? We will want to click this and say new inherited. And then we're going to hide the ground and save. And this will also go into assets, models. I guess it's a scene file, but it's essentially the model. Oh, I see. And so at that point we have to delete this and then take this model and drop it into the world. Okay. What are we gonna do here? We can do some things. One, let's lower it. It's pretty close. Maybe we stretch it out a little bit to make it fit in the scene. Is that this handle? That scales it. Make it bigger. Or do we stretch it a little bit? Yeah, that's not bad. It's not necessarily going to be perfect, and that's okay. As long as it's not too janky and we can make pathfinding over at work. So to do that, we need to add this to our group and then add static. Actually, can we? I guess we can do that in here. So let's just delete. Nope, can't do that. Do we? How should this work? Do we static body 3D? I guess the question is, do I want to? I already have the scene file, so I might as well mesh, create collision shape, sibling tri-mesh, and then we do the other one. And then we have static body 3D, and we move the collision shapes inside of it. What's the complaint? Non-uniformly, what do you mean? Transform. Interesting. Why? Oh, this had both? Okay, cool. Delete that one then. Alright, so that gets us our static body 3D and collision shape, and this is associated to the group that does the pathfinding. The other thing that we have to do then is the static body 3D collision needs to be set up correctly. So the question is, will the first skip the step here. So if we rebake the navigation mesh, man, I thought that was gonna just work for a second. Do we think? I see like some stuff going on here. Do we think that's gonna work? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what the zombie does. Nope. Doesn't see that as a path. Interesting. Let's hide the water for a second. It's easier to see what's going on. Oh, I gotta save the level and go back to here. So yeah, you can see there is this is why the zombie's not pathing across, and that's intentional, right? Because we put the barrier where the water is, but this isn't connected. Presumably because of some of these settings. So if we change the max climb to 0.5 and we rebake, oh, that's pretty close. Set the max climb to 1 meter, like it's Minecraft. Still doesn't work. Oh, one sec. Discord message. If these meshes would connect, pathing will work. But they don't, so it doesn't. What if cell size was smaller? Nope, doesn't like that either. 0.25. Cell height. Border size. The size of non-navigable border around the bake bounding area. Okay. Agent height is 5 meters. Radius is 1 meter. Max climb, max slope. What if this slope was, oops. What if the slope is higher? Bake. Is that what the issue is here? Well, let's clear the navigation mesh and bake. Okay. What about, what is merge size here? Any regions with a size smaller than this will be merged with large. Okay, that's fine. Edges, max length. Max error. No. Polygons, details, sample distance. Filters. If true, marks walkable spans is not walkable if the clearance above the span is less than agent height. Interesting. Right. What if cell height was smaller? Does that do anything? Must match with the cell height on the navigation map, which it doesn't. Oops. Just use that. Reset it. Okay. I'm just gonna keep tweaking things until I find something that makes this. Oh, that's better. Is it the radius then? 0.25? For some reason? Okay, that seems promising. I think our... Oh. Hold on. So in the level, if we look at the water barrier, the water... Okay, this is the problem. The barrier goes above the top of the bridge. That's why this is not working. So we go back there and go there, and then we rebake. And then what can we reset here? What did we change? We weren't changing any of this stuff. We were just looking at it. So agent height. Oh, radius was 1. Oops. Clear bake. There we go. Okay, so that was the issue. And so the reason decreasing the radius had the effect that it did of making it so that the top of the barrier was walkable was because the top of the barrier is smaller than 1 meter. It was but larger than 0.25. And so by decreasing the radius of the agent, it made it so that that was an area that was wide enough to be walked on. Okay, so now at this point, the zombie spawns in, and it will walk across the bridge and kill the survivor. Alright. Great, amazing. Game over. Tower defense. We'll have to add more. We do actually have a name for this game. I started to put it into the project details in GitHub, wherever. There, this browser. Zomnom Tower Defense. Okay, so anyway, so we did that. We have a bridge. can we have a tree? So we have more open game art that we got, including low poly forest pack. I don't really know. Low poly forest tree, brown top. Let's just take one and drop it into our models folder. And Godot will load that. And we will have a tree in our level, please. Okay, that's part of a tree. I wonder if my microphone filtered that out. I didn't notice in the... Anyway. Just some background noise. What are we doing? Do I mean, honestly, let's, I'm gonna remove this. And that removes it from the folder. Let's just go into Blender. Do I still have Blender open? Let's create a new thing. And then we will delete that. And we're just gonna make something. I know, what a concept. I know, let me add a cube. And then I'm not used to having menus there. Let us edit the cube. What is the 1, 2, 3? Do those do things? Oh yeah, that does switch between the different select modes, so we can like drag a face up. Let's see. And then we can extrude. I don't know what F did, but we can extrude up a little bit and scale that away. And extrude again. Maybe that size. And then scale. And then if we turn subdivision surface back on, then we want to add an edge loop. Add an edge loop. Let's see, is there... What is the select? There should be a key to select an existing loop so that I can move it again. Nope. Extend, subtract. I mean, I can always select the edges, maybe. And I'm feeling like this is more of a mushroom than a tree at the moment, but, you know, we'll get there. Let's see. Let's do 1. B for box select. Scale that out. It's kind of tree-like. Just don't judge me. 3 is probably fine. How do we put materials on this in a way that makes sense? And say leaves and all right, that creates a slot, and then we create the material that goes in the slot. Bark. Okay. And then it's just a color. There you go. And bark is kind of a brownish. Sure. And then you box select this, and we select. Oh wait, there's a way to do selection that selects through the whole thing. Selectability, no. Is it this one? Mesh edit mode, toggle X-ray. Okay, that's close to what I think I want, maybe. What I want to do is I want to select these faces. Oh, interesting. I did something weird here because of the way I box selected previously, but it's fine. Can we assign? Does this work? Yeah. It's like I almost know Blender. This is a tree. I'm saying. I did it. I made a tree. Okay. Is this at a reasonable scale? I don't know. I guess we're gonna find out here in a second when I drop this tree into the level. I'm thinking maybe not. I don't even see it. Where? Where is it? Okay. Let's evaluate our perspective. Okay, these are meters. So this is a meter. Double check something here, right? So this is 10 meters. So this is like 2 meters high. So that should be visible. Why don't we see the tree? Transform. Because it has a ridiculous position. Hold on. There we go. That explains it. Oh, there's a camera and a light in that scene, and that got imported. So let's disable that. Will that prevent it from being imported? No. Is there a way? Oh, cool. Yeah. So we can change the default for our import from Blender. So when we do that, we want to not include cameras or lights. Save and re-import. And probably not invisible things. Visible. Visible only. Save that and re-import. But what that's going to let us do is we can leave these things enabled and visible without worrying about it breaking things. And we have a tree that I made all by myself. All right. It is an asset. We can make more. We can duplicate. We can make this you know. Let's see, how do I want to do this? I want to click this tool, and that'll let me just grab and drag to other places in the world. There we go. Okay, so back to the list of things we were trying to do, right? Some terrain, obstacles, trees, creek. I guess for the sake of demonstrating the idea of an obstacle, we'll do this. Although this won't be an obstacle, and it makes no sense. In fact, I'm just not gonna do this. Like, what we'd probably need to do to make it so that these are actual tangible things would be to add. Actually, there's a thought. Do I want to change the import? So there's advanced options here, right? And one of them was to essentially enable physics. Right, so where was that option? Cube. Yeah, physics on. Static, automatic. So we can re-import that. Does that affect both trees? So if I just open it anyway, yeah, that has a static body and collision shape. Of course, for this to actually work, no, this is fine. This will be fine because this will interact. Like, zombies will not be able to go through the tree. Does this impact all the trees, though? Yeah. Okay. So what that won't do is that won't impact pathfinding, because it's not on layer 5, but it will impact zombie collision. Like, their pathfinding won't know to avoid the trees, but they won't be able to walk through the trees either, and that should be fine. So all of this together makes a slightly more interesting level, right? And then we can defeat the zombie. The wave is completed, and it's a victory. Very underwhelming victory screen, but yeah. So we can do this. We can put some barriers there for what those are worth. What's really interesting, and I don't know about the implications of this, because you can reclaim obstacles, you can get the victory screen, and you can reclaim all of your towers and get your currency back. I don't know about carrying currency between levels. We may not allow that. We'll see. We'll see how that feels. But that's the whole point, right? Of like getting all of this stuff in a workable state is notifications. Is to be able to get a feel for like how the game should work or not work. Anyway, so let me close things we don't need. Close these things down. Close Blender down. Didn't end up using that pack of objects. But But yeah, make the first level a little bit more interesting. So mostly a lot of asset work here. What changed in the project? We told it about importer defaults. Okay, that's a thing. We added a bunch of blend files. Do we want to ignore the blend1 files? Probably. So in our get ignore, blender specific ignores. So it should be star.blend1. I don't think I've ever seen a blend2. There we go. So blend1 is like the backup when you save of the Blender file. So yeah, we'll commit all that and push that to a branch, and we completed like 2 things today, which is great. So I will go over here to pull requests, and I think we'll find someone to raid here in just a minute. I will open this pull request. I'll probably wait for Copilot to tell me what it thinks. We didn't really make any code changes here, so I don't know that Copilot is going to have any feedback for us. Yeah, we didn't make any GD script changes in this. So we'll see what Copilot says. Probably just there's no code changes. And there's much more to do, and we will have to look at that on future streams. Maybe I will work on the key binding setup and settings UI stuff between streams. I don't know if I'll have a lot of time for this project this coming week because I have some travel stuff coming up. But the next stream should be tomorrow in the evening, doing some more modded Minecraft. Got to keep that going. But in the meantime, let's go find